Hi and welcome to the Southern Football League web show. It's our third edition for 2009, one of the latest initiatives proudly brought to you by the Southern Football League. My name's Rowan Schreier, I'm a Southern Football League commentator, and I'm joined tonight by the Hampton football coach, Tony Picella. Tony, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rowan. Yeah, glad to be here.
Let's talk about the Hampton Football Club so far in 2009. It's been a big build-up, obviously having dropped down from second division. A lot is expected of Hampton this year, and so far things are going so good.
Yeah, but we wouldn't sort of say the expectations are high, I suppose, around the league, that coming down a grade that you should really perform in the lower grade that you're going down to. But I think we were sort of level-headed, and we've recruited well, and things are going quite fine at the moment. So we'll just keep moving in the right direction, and yeah, hopefully we can get out of there and get back to second division sooner than later.
Absolutely, and we'll talk about some of those recruits in just a moment. What we will talk about first of all is a new initiative down at the Hampton Football Club this year, and that's the Colts, the under-18 side, led by Shane Burbage and Brad Timms. They've both had a lot of input, and already it's come to fruition with a couple of players from that side playing senior footy for the club this year.
Yeah, they've been terrific. We not so much struggled to get a team. They always had a good core of 12 to 13 players, and they just needed to top it up. And Timsy's done a terrific job to get them going. And then with Bergs coming along and as being the coach, it's his first gig, and he's doing a terrific job. And then in the development of those players, we've taken Josh Tempany. He's played 2 games so far, and one of those games he kicked 3 goals, and took some very good contested marks, and showed that he's going to be a really good footballer in the next couple of years. And then I suppose with the development of the Colts, we don't really want to take all of them at once, and we've only really tested 2 of them, but you could say there's probably another 3 or 4 that we'd love to test before the end of the year to really get us an idea of where we are for next year in recruitment wise, and I suppose the development of the Colts again. Whether or not some of them can play again in the Colts, or they play senior footy in the years after. So it's pretty exciting. There's some great footballers. We haven't tried actually Timsy's son, Jake, and I think he's going to be the big find. I think already he's probably about 6'3", 6'4", and he's a bit lanky, but once he puts on a few kilos, and he's already playing very good football. He probably would have played in that interleague squad, I dare say, but he was struck down with glandular fever, or a slight case of it. So he's been missing for a couple of weeks, but look, I'd love to try him in the next couple of weeks when he gets back to full strength.
Absolutely. Now, we mentioned Josh Tempany. He was also in the squad for the Southern Footy League interleague side. He backed up that first game in the ones with 3 goals with a nomination for one of the best and another goal the following week.
Yeah.
Do you see him playing more of a senior role in 2009?
Yeah, I'd love to get him qualified for finals if we make it. So that would give us another option up our sleeve. But just to get a couple more games under his belt. But me and Shane are both understanding that we don't want to hurt the Colts by taking a better player away from them. On the weekend they beat Cheltenham, who they played in the grand final last year. We were lucky enough to watch the games before the twos for us, and that was a terrific game of football. And watching them play, you could really see that they're starting to gel together. And they played the top sides at the start of the year, and we really didn't get a good idea of where we're at. And now we can sort of see that we may be a 5th or 6th side, and maybe pushing for finals. So I don't want to stir the boat too much. I'd like them to perform well, but in saying that, you would like to take him for 2 or 3, 4, maybe 5 games more. But,
absolutely.
But yeah, but that's it. And look, man, Bergs is quite understanding of that, and hopefully now that the Colts are winning, that they do start maybe get 1 or 2 other players that come back that we had at pre-season that sort of left, that they might come back and top up the numbers, and then we'll be quite right to take him.
It'll be very exciting for the Colts this week. They've got a Friday night game against the Barrow North Foxes.
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, I think we're all going up there, so that should be quite exciting. Again, I think any time that the senior club gets to watch the under-18s club is terrific. It's just the boys really enjoy the senior players coming out to watch them, and then it brings the club a lot closer together there, where the last couple of years I think they've had a bit of a gap between the 18s and the seniors, and a lot of the players drop off, where we're finding that the culture around the club. The juniors want to be there. They're coming to training and staying around for our matches, which is terrific too. So we'll all go down there and down to Narre Warren and support them. I hope it's a good night. And I'm sure, I think Narre Warren are just above us or below us. I think it's pretty close. But so
an 8-point game, you could say.
Yeah. Look, it should be interesting. Hopefully, and like I said, Shane's, for his first year in coaching, he's terrific. I've sort of listened to him and his input to the kids. The kids seem to respond to what he has to say. We all know he was a good footballer and when he played the game. So it's really showing that he's putting it out to them, and they're sort of taking what he's putting out, and sort of the rewards will come. And hopefully, I hope they do sneak into the finals, because that's not only great for him and the kids, but for the club.
He's helped you out on the bench a few times.
Maybe
a senior roll down the track.
I reckon. He seems to enjoy it. I don't get him every week, which is disappointing. He probably doesn't realise how valuable I probably think he is. His input, he sort of does a couple of little things, and my philosophy on probably coaching as well as playing is the little things that you do that maybe the other club doesn't do, that's what's going to get you over the line. And he's a perfect example that we might, just something that he sees, and he's just an extra set of eyes, and he takes some very important stats for us at certain stages, and he's been quite helpful. I hope to see more on the bench for us.
I'm sure you'll know after seeing this
show
during the
well,
week.
True.
Now, you also have a lot of other help around the club, and one guy that I want to relate to here is a chap that played his 200th game for the club on the weekend. Chap I played with at Hampton several years ago, and he's an inspirational, spiritual leader on the field, and that's Darren Harrison.
Yeah, no, he really is. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what he means to the playing group.
Well, I suppose when I got to the club, I never met Harry. I met him once, but other than that, hadn't met him and sort of got to the club. He was the captain, and I think after the first night, you just realised how special he is. The players are drawn to him when he does arrive, and I'm not saying he's the old man of the club, but he's a family figure. He's got a young family. He's responsible in a sense that some of the players may look up to that in that sense. But no, he's terrific, and then the input that he puts out in the training track, like I've been around for a while, you wouldn't put too many blokes that have trained harder than him on a Tuesday and Thursday night, and you sort of, even this year I've tried to tell him to take it easy a bit. We want you to last, but he's always out there, he's always the last one off the track, and I think the boys just gelled together, and obviously on his 200th game on Saturday they really showed it. I wish it was 30-10 instead of 20-20, but it was a good day, and they showed how much he cared for him.
Now, some of the recruits, we talked about that. Obviously the club's been in a little bit of a rebuilding phase, and Darren's a big part of assisting you in doing that. Some of the recruits, such as Glenn Burnell, who's kicked 10 last weekend for you, these kind of guys must be important in the restructure of the club. Yeah,
look, Glenn's a great recruit. We picked him up obviously this year, and I got in contact with him. He came down, and his work ethic on the track and obviously game day is just, I'd probably put it past that he's probably the best on-baller going around in the competition at the moment in third division. Just his execution and the way he finishes off is just brilliant. Obviously kicking 10 goals, most of that was on the ball. So he's quite a fair player and a handy pickup, and hopefully he sticks around for the next couple of years. He's quite young. And
this week we're leading into the match of the day where we're broadcasting the game. You're playing Sandown Copperers at their home ground, Edinburgh Reserve. You've already played them once this season. How do you see this week panning out for Hampton Footy Club?
Yeah, no, look, we're excited. We last time we played them, it was a close game, pretty much for 3 quarters, and then we blew them out in 1 quarter, kicking 7. So I expect them to come out pretty hard, and it'll be a nice tussle. They've got obviously Sheedy, their vocal point down forward. So we've got Lee Cave coming back this week. So that should be a good matchup. But look, we're really gunning for 2 wins, and we'll obviously be training this week for a fast game and to move the ball quickly and try and catch them off guard, as I suppose everyone tries to do on the field. But look, they're a good side, and I'm sure they want to win because they want to stay in contact with the 4 and not get too far away down the bottom there. So we're excited, and hopefully get a couple more blokes in and should be at full strength nearly. So
Fantastic. Well, good luck for this week.
Oh,